Welcome into the latest ESPN headline. I'm Prim Saripapat. So where will Monta Ellis land? The 27-year-old guard has, according to media sources, whittled his list of teams down to 4. The Atlanta Hawks, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks, and Charlotte Bobcats. So where will he end up? We bring in Chris Broussard. So Chris, which team do you think would fit him the best?
Wow, it's interesting. Look, Dallas is plan B, since they lost out on the Dwight Howard sweepstakes, is to bring Andrew Bynum and Monta Ellis to Dallas to play with Dirk Nowitzki. I love that. Now, it doesn't make them the Western Conference champion, but that would make them a factor out west, probably still a playoff team, and I think that'd be a good move. They'd have to trade Sean Marion to create enough cap space for both Bynum and Monta. But looking at the teams on his list, I think that would be the best fit. Atlanta has to trade Jeff Teague. He's their point guard. So they look at Monta as a point guard, kind of in the mold of a Tony Parker. So they would have to first trade Jeff Teague, potentially a sign and trade with Milwaukee, although I'm hearing that is not likely. It's possible, but not likely. So, and obviously the other teams, Sacramento, Charlotte, they're struggling teams that are kind of rebuilding. Charlotte, though, if they could create the cap space, they have to make some moves, make some trades. But if they could create the cap space to offer him a competitive offer, look, Monta Ellis, they just signed Al Jefferson or agreed to terms with him. You know, Kemba Walker. I mean, you know, things would be looking up for Michael Jordan's Bobcats if they could do that.
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of moving parts to this deal. Now, he is obviously one of the premier free agents on the market right now, has some control of his situation, but how much of his decision do you think will depend on the dollars and how much he makes versus joining a winning team?
Well, that's a great question, and I think he just has to weigh both factors because he left, and it may be a mistake, he left 3 years, $36 million on the table. Milwaukee offered him a 2-year contract extension. He was under contract for this year coming up, so total it would have been 3 years, $36 million. It's looking like he's not going to get that. This is probably his last big deal, so money has to be a factor. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is his career. This is his livelihood. Money does have to play a role. I think if the money is close and he can go to an Atlanta or a Dallas, then I think he'd choose that because those teams are better. But if the money's not close and a Charlotte or Sacramento is offering a great deal more, then he may choose that.
Well, he is a hot commodity and consistently continues to produce. His career scoring average of 19.4 points is the highest ever by a player who has never been selected to an All-Stars team. Chris Broussard, thanks a lot for your time and insight today.
All right, Trim. Thanks.
For more on this story, please keep it logged on right here on our NBA page on ESPN.com. I'm Prim Saripapat with your latest ESPN headline.